Hello guys. Welcome to the Filmmaking Podcast. This is an information about Bollywood. Part 6. Influences on Bollywood. Modi Gokul Singh and Vimal Dasana identify 6 major influences which have shaped Indian popular cinema. The branching structures of ancient Indian epics, like the Mahabharata and Ramayana. Indian popular films often have plots which branch off into subplots. Ancient Sanskrit drama, with its stylized nature and emphasis on spectacle in which music, dance, and gesture combine to create a vibrant artistic unit with dance and mime being central to the dramatic experience. Matthew Jones of De Montfort University also identifies the Sanskrit concept of rasa, or the emotions felt by the audience as a result of the actor's presentation, as crucial to Bollywood films. Traditional folk theatre, which became popular around the 10th century with the decline of Sanskrit theatre. Its regional traditions include the Jaitra of Bengal, the Ramlila of Uttar Pradesh, and the Terakuttu of Tamil Nadu. Parsi theatre, which blended realism and fantasy, music and dance, narrative and spectacle, earthy dialogue, and ingenuity of stage presentation, integrating them into a dramatic discourse of melodrama. The Parsi plays contained crude humor, melodious songs and music, sensationalism and dazzling stagecraft. Hollywood, where musicals were popular from the 1920s to the 1950s. Western musical television, particularly MTV, which has had an increasing influence since the 1990s. Its pace, camera angles, dance sequences, and music may be seen in 2000s Indian films. An early example of this approach was Mani Ratnam's Bombay, 1995. Sharmas Thagupta identifies Indo-Persian Islamic culture as a major influence. During the early 20th century, Urdu was the lingua franca of popular cultural performance across northern India and established in popular performance art traditions such as Nach dancing, Urdu poetry, and Parsi theatre. Urdu and related Hindi dialects were the most widely understood across northern India, and Hindustani became the standard language of early Indian talkies. Films based on Persianate adventure romances led to a popular genre of Arabian Nights cinema. Scholars Chaudhuri Diptakirti and Rachel Dwyer and screenwriter Javed Akhtar identify Urdu literature as a major influence on Hindi cinema. Most of the screenwriters and scriptwriters of classic Hindi cinema came from Urdu literary backgrounds, from Khwaja Ahmed Abbas and Akhtar ul Iman to Salim Javed and Rahim-e-Soom Raza. A handful came from other Indian literary traditions, such as Bengali and Hindi literature. Most of Hindi cinema's classic scriptwriters wrote primarily in Urdu, including Salim Javed, Gulzar, Rajinder Singh Bedi, Indiraj Anand, Rahim-e-Soom Raza and Wahaha Mirza. Urdu poetry and the ghazal tradition strongly influenced filmi, Bollywood lyrics. Javed Akhtar was also greatly influenced by Urdu novels by Pakistani author Ibn Safi, such as the Jasusi Dunya and Imran series of detective novels. They inspired, for example, famous Bollywood characters such as Gabbar Singh in Sholay, 1975, and Mogambo in Mr. India, 1987. Todd Statman identifies several foreign influences on 1970s commercial Bollywood masala films, including New Hollywood, Italian exploitation films, and Hong Kong martial arts cinema. After the success of Bruce Lee films, such as Enter the Dragon, in India, Diwar, 1975, and other Bollywood films incorporated fight scenes inspired by 1970s martial arts films from Hong Kong cinema until the 1990s. Bollywood action scenes emulated Hong Kong rather than Hollywood, emphasizing acrobatics and stunts and combining kung fu, as perceived by Indians, with Indian martial arts such as Pahlwani. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share.